We're sponsored by G4 TV.
No.
Shout out to ST.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's me.
Wouldn't be making any money.
And the
Also,
gang.
yes, I had Grissom, and he was a cool character. Bam.
Go ahead, Orange.
I said we're starting. Hello, everybody. We're here. Umineko again.
Yeah.
Before B is out of commission.
Can't stop doing it.
Before B is banished to the the numb dimension, which will turn into the pain dimension.
Which will then turn into the drug dimension. Anyways.
Are those three correlated, or is it just wormholes to get you from one to the other?
What?
At any rate, B, what's the sponsor for today?
I'm pretty sure the sponsor for today is like any conference ever.
Brought to you
Getting
by
at the
Zoom.
charts. Are we
Brought
getting
to you
at the
by
charts?
E3.
I was thinking Captain Crunch.
No, not yet. Not yet, friend. That's a little early. I'm working on our cereal sponsors.
Alright, let's get to it.
God, my arm's reaching.
Oh god. Why did you do that, Orange?
What the hell was that?
It was Orange being... Why?
That's what the song says.
No, no.
Because he couldn't find Foggy.
No, that was just Orange being taken into the Muppet dimension.
He's
Alright.
transformed into
It's the start of the song! Anyways.
Alright.
I couldn't
Actors
tell
on
over
set.
you eyeing.
Okay,
Turning into a
Alright.
Gregorian monk.
Let's do it. Come on. The Book of the Single Truth is sealed in a crystal by Battler. Until the seal is undone. Angie.
Until the seal is done, I can't even stick the key in the keyhole. You can remove this. Right? Of course.
They were in a vast, dimly lit space. To sum it up in a phrase, it was like a trench in the ocean floor. No, that's not quite right. It was a library. However, the number of books and the heights of the shelves vastly surpassed all of those that existed in the world of humans. If height is the measure of greatness, then the gods must surely be giants taller than mountains. This place appeared to be a library big enough and grand enough for such gods. Each individual book was no longer larger than those from the human world. However, the shelves holding them stood like the walls of a valley, or rather a deep-sea ocean trench. So, Angie and the others looked like little more than a few small butterflies who had wandered into this vast library. Like a minuscule deep-sea fish swimming about all alone in an ocean pit.
This is more like ice than a seal. If you just steal it away from Battler and put it under the rays of the sun, it will fade away by itself as time passes.
Isn't there some way just to smash it open?
Do you thaw your frozen fish by smashing it with a hammer?
Sorry, I was always terrible in cooking class. Ugh.
Kitties. Thaw this seal.
When Burncastle whispered, from the dark ocean deep below them, several emerald green glints appeared and gathered like a school of fish. Burncastle threw the Book of the Single Truth down to them, and only after several seconds passed, a school of fish seemed to gather around it and carry it away. Those few seconds made it clear just how deep this bookshelf trench went. Angie was once again dumbfounded by this unimaginably vast and godly library.
We can just let them handle the rest.
And you really will let me see what's inside.
If that is your wish, I'll grant it. And of course, I won't be able to read it myself without that key of yours.
Angie silently gripped the gold key in her pocket. This journey Back to you.
This journey has been so long and so strange. In search of the truth from 12 years ago, I left my home, met President Okanogi and Amakusa, and at some point that adventure became wrapped in the illusion of the witch. However, here I am. Ushiromiya Ava's diary is here. The truth inside it is sitting right before me.
Rest for a while. Even I don't have enough free time to spend it all with you.
Well, I'm not really tired.
Erica, serve Angie some tea or something.
Yes, my master! Erica popped into existence out of nowhere and bowed to her master.
Berncastel, if you're planning to use me to steal both the key and the book, you won't get off easy.
How dare you say such a thing to my master!
Sorry. After my long experience with witches, I've decided not to trust normal words.
Very well. I'll promise it with the red truth. When the seal in the book of the single truth is dissolved, you, Angie, will be the first to read it. Is that good enough for you?
For some time, Angie considered the witch's words, searching for some sort of trap hidden within them. There's no guarantee greater than a witch's red truth. Angie understood this well enough. If she started to doubt even this red truth, there would be nothing left to trust in this entire world. If she began to suspect even this, then even the truth would no longer be truth.
Is there something more you want?
No. I'm fine.
If she wanted to read the book of the single truth, she would need Berncastle's assistance. Angie finally realized that she had nothing to gain by complaining more and annoying this witch further.
Once you've dissolved the barrier, call me right away.
Of course. I also want to read it as soon as possible. I'll call for you at once.
Byrne spun away from them, then vanished into the dark bookshelf trench. Angie saw a school of emerald green fish appear and follow behind Berncastle. Could those be her familiars? As she stared at the emerald lights that resembled some sort of deep-sea fish, Angie was poked from behind. Let's go, Comrade Angie.
You're creeping me out, so please just call me Angie.
Then you can call me Erica-sama.
Let's get going, Comrade Erica.
The pair began to swim in the direction Erica indicated. Swim seemed like a better word for it than fly.
Just what is this place? It's way too big to be called a library.
It's not like you'll be able to remember its name, so why not just call it the library?
I'll decide what I can or can't remember. Tell me.
It's the great witch of theater-going, drama, and spectating, noble city of carefully selected books.
Yeah, the library works fine.
Knew you'd say that. The city of books.
Yeah, the name fits. The bookshelves on either side of this canyon are skyscrapers. If I think of those emerald green lights flowing beneath us as headlights on a highway, And this really does seem like a city of books. These aren't normal books, are they?
That's right. Each volume is packed with an ensemble play. They look like books from here, but if you open one up, you'll find a whole world inside.
So, even Our Long Tale is only one of these.
Great witches who live on a far, far higher plane than we do are hardly any different from a creator or god. From their perspective, our little tale is worth a little more than a single book, if it's even worth that.
From a theater-goer's perspective, our individual lives are they worth anything at all?
If they're recording an entire world in a single volume, then my life probably isn't even worth a single line. But we're the main characters. I am, and so are you.
That's right. Even if the tale of the gods doesn't mention us, we're always the main characters in the stories we write for ourselves. Becoming aware of that fact is the first thing that separates witches from humans.
They were on a balcony, which is really a room-sized section that had been dug out of the bookshelf, with no guardrail along the cliff. It didn't go in very deep, so it looked like a room that had been cut in half. It's filled with the tools of everyday life, as though this was Erica's hidden house.
My master has ordered me to serve you some tea. So if you don't feel like drinking, I'll have to pour it into you with a funnel.
If you try, I'll have to serve you some matcha.
Matcha?
Nothing. Just talking to myself.
Ignoring Erica as she made tea, Angie looked down upon the bizarre otherworldly scene below. Until Erica finished getting the tea ready, the scene held Angie's gaze like it was sucking out her soul.
This might sound strange coming from me.
What?
You actually made a deal to throw away your life to learn the truth, huh? That's impressive.
I had nothing to gain from life. It was easy for me to trade away the time I had left.
My master really does take to idle whims. To think she would make a contract for the meaningless life of a powerless girl.
Angie chuckled, not bothering to argue. Yet it was exactly right. How incredible that Burn Castle would lend her power to a worthless life that was trying to throw itself away.
Well, my master is the witch who controls miracles. So it makes sense that she'd appear, even for a worthless girl like you.
Good point. Even if Bernkastel hadn't appeared, I still would have taken that step off the edge that day.
You really are like a cheap and easy woman, you know, aren't you?
Well then, just how much are you worth?
Me?
The way Erica cackled was disturbing. Still, Angie realized this was her way of answering the question. People don't become witches of their own choosing. Capable of living, all people want to live their lives as humans. When something comes along to trip up that life, that's when the road to living as a witch opens. Even Furdo Erica, who calls herself the Witch of Truth, must be like this. The two Witches of Truth, sitting here drinking tea without even looking at each other, are exactly the same.
I like exposing the truth.
I know that.
I like exposing secrets, then watching those people turn pale as they wonder how I figured it out. That's when I know I've reached the truth. and it's a moment of ecstasy.
There's something seriously wrong with you.
Well then, what does the truth mean to you?
Angie was about to give an immediate answer, but she bit back her words. Then she gulped, not knowing how to respond. After all, to Angie, the truth itself was the goal. At first it was out of hatred. Could Ushirimiya Eva, the sole survivor of Okenjima, be the culprit behind everything? She hated Eva, but she had no proof that her aunt was the culprit. And of course, Eva never talked about what happened on the island. So, at first, the truth meant proof that Eva was the culprit in Angie's eyes. However, that feeling withered away with Ava's death. Now that Ava was dead, even if Angie did find some kind of proof, it wouldn't mean anything. So eventually, the truth that Angie wanted to find became nothing more than the simple desire to know what happened on that island that day. However, one thing was obvious. Even if she did find out the truth, that wouldn't bring any of her family back to her.
It might not mean anything at all.
You're going to expose the truth your beloved Oni-chan is hiding, even though it's meaningless? You're the one who's not making sense.
Erika laughed mockingly. Angie laughed too, as though she agreed.
And so, my own truth became my goal. Maybe you could even call it my reason for living.
So once you reach the truth, there won't be any point or purpose to your life living anymore, right?
That's right. So, I'll die. Hasn't it been long enough? I've already lived 12 years too long. Don't I at least deserve to have a witch appear and grant my wish in my final moments?
Or, to put it simply, you're just tired of life. Doesn't that sum it up?
Yeah. So both my reason for living and my very existence are completely meaningless. That's why this goal of finding the Book of the Single Truth has put a little spark back in my life, now that it's nearly over. At least on that score, I'm grateful to Berncastow.
I see. Battler wants you to live so he hit the goal line that would lead you to death. I think I pity Battler-san for the first time. After all, you can't choose your little sister.
Sorry, Oni-chan. I'm tired of life. For 12 whole years. I've been living off nothing but the illusion that someone might come home someday. Just let me find peace already. Finding the truth of that day is how I've chosen to mark the end of my life. For 12 years, I've believed in a miracle, but there was no miracle. I won't believe in miracles anymore.
The Book of the Single Truth, huh? Of course, I'm also dying to find out what's in it. But from what I hear, it doesn't sound like the truth inside is something spectacular enough to mark the end of your life with.
Yeah. At first, I hoped there would be something earth-shattering in it. But now, I've calmed down, I guess you could say.
Any truth searched for by a worthless person is bound to be worthless.
Ugh.
It would probably make for a fitting end to your worthless life.
Yeah. I'm sure it will.
Angie was already starting to realize something. Regardless of his reason for staying silent, the real events of that day probably weren't anything earth-shattering. Some sort of malfunction made the bomb in that secret underground base explode. Yes.
It was just an accident. But the public already believed that some sort of conspiracy surrounded the events of that day, so that's what they expected. Ava was a suspect herself, so of course no one would believe or claim that nothing strange happened.
Naturally, Angie didn't believe her either.
In that case, shutting up like a clam would be better than the alternative. It was entirely surprising that Ava chose to say nothing. Right now, I don't feel any sense of accomplishment. I just feel sort of worn out and listless.
Being able to withstand the truth is what makes someone a witch of truth. Comrade Angie. It looks like you don't possess that strength after all. If you did, you wouldn't be thinking about dying.
You're right. I've dreamed that someone might come back for 12 years. I've just used Beatrice's cat box to shut away the truth, denying it for all that time.
When you read the Book of the Single Truth, I wonder what'll happen to you.
Who knows? Won't Bernkastel carry out the contract by slicing my head off with a scythe or something? Or will I be turned into chunks of meat again? Maybe I'll get some salt and pepper this time.
I see. So that's where the chunks of meat thing came from.
Did you say something?
Nope, nothing at all. Anyway, would you like some more tea?
No, thank you.
Angie listlessly gazed down from the balcony with no handrail, down into the darkness of the abyss at the bottom of the bookshelf ravine. No, the gap between the bookshelf skyscrapers.
From the beginning until the end of my journey, I haven't taken a single step away from this spot. This journey of mine, not even a single step long, will end soon. What are those lines of lights flowing around at the bottom?
Oh, those? Probably a group of guests coming to the Great Lady Aurora's party.
Guests?
Great witches from the Senate, Voyager witches who are trying to escape boredom in their endless travels, powerful witches who have woken from a century-long sleep, as well as witches who control the future world and noble witch hunters. It seems she's planning to hold a grand party tonight.
What, is it a birthday party or something?
From what I've heard, while the great Lady Beatrice, the Endless Witch, is an outsider among witches, she's also the genius who created Beatrice's cat box. Out of her formidable magic compendium, an endless factor capable of producing endless tales. From my point of view, she's just a stupid and a weak finisher. But in the world of great witches, she's apparently pretty famous.
So this is Beatrice's birthday party?
My math says she'll be holding a dinner party with Beatrice's guts. After all, it's only natural, right? The cat box was only able to generate infinite tales because there was no single truth. However, tonight, The single truth will be revealed, thanks to your key. And that means the cat box will be opened. Really, it's no different from slicing open her chest as she still lives, and tearing out what's inside.
Everyone in that huge crowd that looks like a packed freeway is going to one dinner party? I'm not sure what's stronger, my shock at how famous Beatrice these bags.
Can you say like that? Can you say from my shock? Because your thing kind of got like weird glitched out.
Ooh,
But that
sorry.
was just me.
Everyone in that huge crowd that looks like a packed freeway is going to one dinner party? I'm not sure what's stronger, my shock at how famous Beatrice is or my revulsion at those sleaze bags.
For you, the Book of the Single Truth is nothing more than an end. However, all of those enjoying the mystery of Rokenjima, that is an event that can't be missed.
I see. So that's a crowd of goats who were chewing on Ichan's game board apart.
Angie's analogy was an accurate one. The crowd far below them was made up of nobles wearing beautiful outfits and goat masks. They weren't all intent on tearing the guts out of Beatrice's cat box, as they couldn't even hide the drool trickling from their mouths. Those gluttonous goat nobles who derived pleasure from the violence of exposing the truth were in a line of cars heading toward the meeting place.
Looks like this is the end for Beatrice and the cat box.
Beato and the others have held up in the Golden Land, the last remnants of the game board. Battler and Beato strengthened their defenses and have destroyed the first wave, but they won't be able to stop the second. My master has given me an armada capable of destroying the very concept of defensive measures. The Golden Land's ramparts are as good as gone.
Those goats who appeared all over the island. They're the personification of random opinions in the future, and all of them want this island's tale to be a tragedy.
That's right. Those goats keep getting born from the sea of the internet. That first wave was just the riffraff. The second wave will be entirely different. It's merely the best of the best. Elite goats selected from the crowd that are capable of denying all the cowering pieces, one by one. In total, they number in the hundreds of thousands. 100,000 people deny the existence of a few dozen hiding on an island.
Looks like this is it for Oni-chan, too.
Are you sure you're ready? You understand that a Shermiad battler died in 1986, and this man is an illusion created by the cat box.
Yeah. I understand. Regardless of whether he's my real brother or an illusion, regardless of whether he's who I'd like him to be or not, the battler who created this game board for my sake will die. No. I'm just going to accept the fact that he already was dead. So it's not like he's actually going to die.
Angie thought to herself. Couldn't performing her brother's last rites be her responsibility? This was her final child. She had assigned to herself. All those people down on that game board were the personification of Angie's naivete. By denying the existence of all of them, wouldn't she finally be able to accept the truth?
No. That's not right. I'm not being honest, even with myself. That bizarre Halloween party may have been an illusion, but that didn't make it any less heartwarming. Oni-chan said it himself. True, that Halloween party may have been an illusion. However, he was trying to use that party to tell me something. About that second wave.
My master has appointed me to be their commander. Leave it to me, Angie-san. My master isn't so malicious that she'd make you dirty your own hands.
Yes, that might be kind of... These are my lingering attachments we're talking about. I should be grateful to Bernkastel. If she really were cruel, she would probably have ordered me to take charge of the second wave and execute my own family.
Comrade Angie, you're a witch of the truth, aren't you?
That's right. Probably.
Then accept the truth, okay? Finally, after 12 years, the single truth lies before you.
I'll just sit around here until Bernkastel breaks the seal.
You'll probably be summoned as a guest for the party. I've got a mirror, so maybe you should wipe that sleep from your eyes.
And maybe you should shave before heading out into battle.
It floated there, in the empty air. The door to the Golden Land. At its base, there's nothing except some floor tiling about as thick as a rug, so it's fairly hard to imagine that this was Kinzo's study. By this point, all of the game board except for the Golden Land had been eaten away, leaving only this door floating in the sea of nothingness. There were two shapes in front of that door. They were Battler and Beato. They might not have been literally covered with wounds, but they definitely seemed to be dead tired. Battler leaning against the door, seeming to have finally caught his breath. Beato was also sitting against the door, letting her legs dangle gracelessly. Could the battle against that force really be called a battle? It was more like a mere pushing contest on the increasingly small bit of ground that remained. They had wanted to protect at least Kinzo's study no matter what. And the only fruit of their desperate struggle was the thin bit of flooring that they were sitting on now. Those goats fell into the abyss whenever they had nowhere to stand. So now, with so much of the floor gone, there was no way for them to attack anymore. If Battler thought this, his naive hopes were quickly crushed. Looks like we're surrounded.
They probably plan to gather their forces and crush us in a single stroke.
Stretching across the ocean horizon that surrounded the door at the back, their backs was an encirclement of countless large sailing ships. As they could clearly see, the decks of those ships were packed with goats, with some of the more foolish and overeager ones spilling over the edges into the emptiness below. Dang. We've gone through a lot of crazy stuff in your games. Being surrounded by pirate ships is definitely a first for me.
They probably do possess the strength to break through the Golden Land's perimeter. Those cannons are no bluff. Doubtless they will be able to use those to smash through this door and pull in.
Along the sides of each ship were several open gun ports, each with a cannon pointing at the door. If this many ships all around them fired all of those at once, there's no point trying to imagine what would happen next. Battler and Beato grimaced and hung their heads. How long would the Golden Land perimeter hold out against those cannons?
I do not know. However, since they are still awaiting reinforcements after amassing that many soldiers, I doubt the barrier will break that easily.
True. I can't think of any other reason to delay your attack without even setting terms for surrender.
I hope we can take advantage of this time they give us.
Time is always the ally of the weaker side. After all, we can always hope for a miracle.
Though it might just lead us further into despair.
At that moment, something small and hard hit Battler on the forehead. Ow! The heck is this? Count Petto?
It's me. I know where Bren and the others are.
The candy was on the Delta's transformed body. She was the only one of their allies capable of crossing the sea of fragments.
Spectacular! That's the Great Ladyland and the Delta for you.
They can see us here. Let's talk inside. This is starting to get messy.
Got it. Is anyone there? Bella knocked on the door, it opened, and Shannon and Cannon came into view.
You called for us?
My apologies, but we need you two to keep a lookout.
Leave it to us.
When they begin their attack, don't worry about fighting them. Escape to the Golden Land as soon as they start. Don't worry about closing the door.
But that means...
They're planning to ignore the door and smash the Golden Land directly. Making a last stand here won't do anyone any good.
I understand.
We'll take care of things here, so go inside and work on the counterattack.
We shall. We're counting on.
Battler and Beato traded places with Shannon and Cannon, and returned to the Golden Land. A gentle rain poured down over the Golden Land's rose garden. The weather here reflected the hearts of those inside it. The quietly falling raindrops spoke for the pain felt by those who could do nothing but hide here, waiting for the enemy's final assault. When they returned to the arbor, that piece of conpetto flew out of Battler's pocket, jumped onto the table, and returned to its original form.
I haven't had a thrill like this for years. Hard to believe I'd find myself in such a tense situation even after becoming a witch.
Let's get down to business! Where the heck are Angie and Berncastle?
They're in the City of Books.
I've heard of it. They say it's a place where great witches, travelers of the sea, store countless fragments in the form of books.
You mean the great witch of theatre-going drama and spectating noble city of carefully selected books, yes?
The Great Lady Aurora is the ruler of the City of Books. Indeed, that would be a fitting place for those two to go.
Nice going, Land the Delta. I don't believe you could pick out that spot so quickly from all the other possible hiding places.
Actually, it was pretty easy. I didn't even have to search since they were advertising it as loud as they can. They're planning a huge party to celebrate the announcement of a great secret. And the secret's in the cat box of a great Lady Beatrice, the Endless Witch.
I see. They haven't been delaying their attack because they would wait reinforcements, but because the party has not yet begun.
So, in this party, they plan to use Angie's key and reveal the contents of the book of the single truth.
You got it. Aurora hasn't held an event like this for ages, and she's gathering VIP guests from all over the place. The Book of the Single Truth will probably be the party's final showpiece.
That means we still have a shot at taking Angie and the key back.
Time-wise, that may be true. However, there's a really simple and obvious problem.
What?
The City of Books is a sacred realm under the supervision of the Senate. It's protected by a holy barrier. Only a witch of the Senate can enter it.
Have they invited any non-senators to the party?
They have. Looks like they're given special invitations which allow them to enter the sacred realm for a limited time.
Invitations.
My. Now this could be interesting.
That's what I thought. However, there's a strict policy on punctuality, so these invitations automatically become useless unless you present them before the party begins. And I'm afraid to say that the party started a short while ago.
In other words, it's too late to try stealing an invitation from a guest who is running late.
That's right. So, what do we do now? Could someone get me some popcorn? I'd like some candy flavor this time.
As an outsider, I hate to barge into this conversation, but we seem to have no options left.
We're already done for, aren't we?
Can't we do anything except sit here until they attack? There must be something we can do. That's right. There is just one thing we can do.
What's that?
We can keep on struggling for each second of survival and hope for a miracle.
A miracle?
So we're stuck defending the Alamo.
Surrender isn't an option. We can only hold out as long as we can, waiting for a miracle.
Are you? What kind of miracle?
There is a chance, maybe 1 in a million, that Angie will change her mind for some reason and come back.
With a probability such as that, it truly would be a miracle. We're here to await Angie Summer's son's return.
Yes. This right here is the only place Angie-san can call home. So we must defend it to the last minute, waiting for her to come back.
Awaiting the return of one's master is a servant's duty. Now that we are here, I, Goda, am prepared for whatever may come.
Valor, Soma. All of us are prepared.
We are the Great Siesta Sisters Imperial Guard will fulfill our oath and remain with the Great Lady Beatrice's side until the bitter end.
45 here, no problems. I will fight until the end.
Finally, a fitting place to dine you. No problem for 14 years.
The Seven Sisters of Purgatory will stay with Future Summer and Battle Summer until it is all over.
I'm sorry, I just want to point out how everybody else is smug, but Satan is fucking pissed.
She's always pissed.
She's a
so
Cinemania.
ready.
She's a
ready to
Cinemania.
go.
Fucking damn it.
Everybody else is like, let's fucking go! And she's just like, let's fucking go!
The 6 younger sisters, especially Satan, also showed their resolve with their eyes.
God, she's so fucking ready.
I'm so fucking ready.
Eisern Jungfrau will serve until the end.
The former SSVD's got your back too.
And I ask that you lend us your power as well.
What are you gonna do? Pinch Burns' ass to death?
It's gonna become a really cool scene.
I felt their pinch. It could work.
There's gonna be fire around her hand as he goes for the pinch.
Their hand.
There.
There.
Not too much on my baby.
Sorry, I'm
Anyways,
drinking a bit.
me? No way. Didn't I just give you some excellent intel? I think I've done more than my fair share, don't you? How do you know that Angie-chan is in the City of Books? I saw it with my own eyes, of course. I never trust I never trust anything unless I see it for myself. Which means you're qualified to enter the sacred realm of the City of Books, right?
Indeed. The Great Lady Lambda Delta is a witch of the Senate, after all.
Lambda Delta.
What's with you guys? You aren't gonna tell me to do more work, are you? My, what an unexpected development.
Lady Lambda Delta is the only one who can enter the City of Books.
Could that possibly mean?
That this Lady Lambda Delta's time to shine?
That was almost good.
I'll give you
Very
like
nice.
I'll give you like an 85. I'll give you like a 90% on
Yeah,
that
an
one.
85. I'll give it that.
This method is not bad, as we switched to.
Enough getting around. Are you people crazy? You're telling me to go all by myself and sneak into there one more time, and then bring Angie back out here.
The several dozen people surrounding on the Delta all nodded in unison.
How stupid can you be? If I save Angie, I'll be crashing the Great Aurora's party, get it? I'd have the whole world as my enemy.
Oh, the misery.
Everyone wants to be my enemy.
And what's in it for me? Nothing, obviously. There's nothing you could possibly offer me that'd be worth getting on the bad side of Aurora and her monster friends.
A lifetime supply of free candy.
You'll get to see the happy ending where Aurora and Frankenstein's schemes are crushed. Angie comes back and everyone makes peace with one another.
What do you say, Lady Lambda Delta? There could be no greater thrill. If you pulled off such a marvelous feat, you would be able to forget your illness for 1,000 years, would you not?
We're backing you, Lambda Delta! Lend us your power! Please, please, we're begging you. Help us save Angie! Everyone surrounded Lambda Delta, asking her for help.
Please, Lady Lambda Delta. Only you can do this.
Give us your strength! I'll show you the greatest of tales! You'll get to see it from the front row. So please, lend us your strength!
Shut up! Shut the hell up!
Lambda Delta leapt to her feet and crushed a cup of popcorn in her hands. Sweet candy-flavored popcorn flew all over the place, hitting everyone in the face. It might have looked funny. However, no one laughed. Lambda Delta's face was filled with a rage that none of them had seen before.
Please stop getting the wrong idea. I'm a spectator. A spectator. I'm just a guest who was invited by Beato to come and watch this game. So why should I risk my life for you people? You think you'll get a happy ending if Angie comes back? Are you really that stupid? Bern and her forces will come sweeping through here mad with rage and wipe us all out. There's only one reason I'm here. And that's because Leon over there said I'd get to see an Can I start that over? I'm sorry.
Yes, you may. It's fine.
Okay. There's only one reason I'm here, and that's because Leon over there said I'd get to see an interesting show. Yeah, and now I'm sure I'll get to see a sublimely interesting tale very soon. A sad, sad tragedy as you fight desperately against Bern's forces and get wiped out one by one. Oh, I'm sure you'll each get one last time to shine as you're torn apart. And if I wait just a little, I get to see all that, won't I? Pretty soon all of you will be dead. But not me. I'm a spectator, a guest. There's absolutely no reason for me to die with you.
No one was able to say a word. In the still silence, while there was no sound except that of the rain, even Lambda Delta finally hung her head in dismay.
I'm sorry. I'm totally lame, aren't I? Sure, if I stood up right now and said, leave it to me, my popularity would surge and I'd probably make it into the top 3 in the next character ranking contest. But still, unlike the rest of you, I'm not a character who appears in the story. I can't die. It's like it's midnight and you're telling me that this climax of the show is coming up next. But tomorrow's Monday and I've got early cleaning duty at school. We live in completely different worlds. And so...
Lambda Delta staggered as though dizzy, then plopped down into a chair. Then she became expressionless like a doll, just staring at the single point in space silently. Sorry. Badler softly apologized. However, Lambda Delta remained expressionless. It's not fair for us to force you to risk something on your own. Now, when we haven't yet exhausted all of our options. We'll fight here and defend this spot until the last moment. We believe in the miracle of Angie choosing us over the single truth. If we weren't prepared to do that, we could hardly ask you to give up your life along with the rest of us. Badler rose from her seat and span around.
Badler.
I'll switch places with that pair outside. When the enemy comes, I want to be in the front lines. That's the fastest and most direct way I can show Lambda Delta my determination.
I shall go as well. Teacher, please find Lady Lambda Delta some more popcorn.
Beato.
I know Angie will return. Without belief, even miracles that might have occurred will not. You can't swim, and you can't win a lottery unless you buy a ticket.
Beato also stood up and followed Badler.
Everyone. Let's do what we can so we can prepare for the fight.
Yeah. It'd be stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Good point. Let's at least give him a good show at the end.
We have that the entire time.
We've got to make sure there's a place Angie-chan can call home.
we should hold a strategic conference too.
Yeah. We have furniture, weapons, demons, and inquisitors on our side. There's gotta be some way for these mismatched forces to cooperate.
Let's go, little sisters. Break time is over.
British. Oh.
Yes, there are pots. Sorry. Chester troops, rise.
The humans and illusions all rose to their feet and left the arbor. Afterwards, only Landed Elteb remained, still staring blankly at a point in empty space.
Avatris. Yeah.
Avatris, yeah.
That black tea smells nice. Is it instant or from a tea bag?
Oh, would you like some too, Comrade Ava? We're out of cups, so I have to use a funnel.
A gold butterfly drifted onto the balcony and turned into Ava.
How's How's Bernkastel doing? Will it be a while longer before she breaks the seal in the Book of the Single Truth?
That's what I came to talk about. She says the seal has been broken.
Congratulations. So the time has finally come. The period to mark the end of your life.
Take the key and go to Lady Bernkastel. One of her cat familiars will guide you.
Two emerald sparkles flew in. They were the green, glinting eyes of a black cat. The cat flicked its tail elegantly with the dignity of a high-class attendant.
Got it. Then I'll be back in a bit.
Angie rose from her seat. Did it casually, as though she really was just heading out for a short trip. However, her lips would probably never touch her half-finished cup of tea again.
We weren't together long, but I enjoyed it. Getting to learn what disgust for your own kind is like was an enlightening experience.
Same here. Next time we meet, you'll have to teach me the trick to making tea this terrible.
Are you happy? Now you'll finally get to learn that secret I've been hiding from you for these past 12 years.
I'm happy. Yeah. Now I can understand how Erica feels. It's like I'm taking a shot back at you, exposing the secret you kept until your death.
And is it a good feeling?
Well, it's better than nothing.
Angie nodded towards the black cat to let it know that she was ready. The cat nodded back in a refined manner, indicated that it wanted Angie to follow and leapt from the balcony. Without turning back, Angie followed it, jumping out into the air as though swimming. Ava watched her go. An expression of ridicule and scorn failed to cross her face.
Good luck, Angie. This is the path you've chosen. You aren't 6 years old anymore. You're 18. Choose how to live your own life.
What an overprotective aunt you are.
I'm going to watch the ceremony. What about you?
It's almost time to begin the attack, so I'm headed for the ships. Got to go pick up Beato's corpse, after all. Everyone at the party can have her guts, but I get to keep her skin. Let's stuff and mount it.
So, even Rokenjima's tale, which was wrapped in a veil of mysteries, is about to meet its end.
Which means it's also the end for you. I mean, you are at peace from there, right?
A piece is all I am. The role of a piece is to remain faithful to its role until the game ends. It's not a piece's place to worry about what happens after the game is over.
True. And it's the same for me. Let's both enjoy this time while we have it. Well then, allow me to take my leave.
Later. Good luck with your work.
After exchanging elegant bows, the two witches vanished at the same time.
Oh, Kanjo
I'm
echoing.
hearing orange.
No, it's Kaneko is echoing.
Nothing remained except for some half-finished teacups and an aroma of the tea itself. One after another, luxury cars stopped in front of a high-class hotel in the city, and guests began to step out of them. Hey, Professor Utsuki! Oh fuck, that's right, Robo can't make it. Someone else be this dude!
Sam?
Sam, go.
Oh, what a surprise. I haven't seen you since the last convention.
All the guests gathered here were very rich and cultured. A single hobby tied all of them together. They were witch hunters. Like-minded people who enjoyed exploring various interpretations of the Rokenjima mystery. Still, I wonder if it's really true. To think that this diary of Ashuramiya Avis actually exists!
True, I have heard the rumors myself. This is that legendary secret diary which Yushiramiya Ava hid away just before her death.
I feel so bad for Roche.
It is said that she recorded the details of Rokenjima's truth in there. Just like that fable of the king with the donkey's ears. Humans are tragic creatures, incapable of keeping truly silent regarding secrets only they could know.
From what I've heard, a collector from Dubai offered to buy it for $10 million!
Incredible. More evidence of the fascination that the Rokenjima mystery is capable of stirring.
Conversations like this were breaking out passionately all over the place. Furthermore, it wasn't just guests who were allowed to enter. The press was also there in force. The Rokenjima mystery was such a large movement that it became a social phenomenon at one point. Though it had died down slightly in recent years, it was still a topic fiercely debated about across the internet. It's hardly any surprise that the discovery and imminent release of Ashuramiya Ava's diary, which contained the truth of that mystery, had caused an uproar. And on top of all that, the mysterious forger, Itoi Kukuro, was to appear publicly for the first time. In fact, it seemed that Itoi Kukuro and Hachijo Toya, the up-and-coming mystery novelist, were the same person. Of course, that meant that Hachijo Toya would also be appearing in public for the first time. Though she was thought to be a male author, the fact that she was actually a mysterious woman author alone was enough to cause a stir. Before the diary unveiling party, a press conference was held on one of the rooms of the hotel.
Indeed. I'm Hachijo Toya.
Oh my. I guess I'll just keep doing these voices.
Madam Hachijo, we now know that in your previous book signings, you were so determined not to show yourself that you even used a body double. So what has caused you to change your mind and appear before us this time?
The legend of Rokenjim's witch has given birth to endless tales. Considering the weight of such a legend's demise, and being the mere writer that I am, I felt obligated to show myself as a sign of respect.
As a forger, you announced on the web that you had reached the truth. Does that mean you've already read the contents of the diary?
And very soon, those contents will be revealed to everyone.
Pardon me for asking. Was there any guarantee that the contents of this diary are the truth? One may view it as nothing more than a personal account from a single deceased person.
Not at all. I guarantee it. The truth is recorded in this diary.
How the fuck did you do that?
Whoa. The stir passed through the crowd, and the room was suddenly filled with camera flashes.
This ends Madam Hachijo's interview. Allow us to express our deep gratitude towards all members of the press for coming on this day. And now we would like to move on and allow you to take photos of Madame Ushurmia Ava's diary.
A hotel worker pushed forward a cart covered by a veil. Instead of looking to Hachijo for approval, he removed the veil. There lay Ushurmia Ava's diary. The book of the single truth sat there, waiting for its seal to be released. Hachijo held it to her chest and laughed enigmatically. Camera flashes came from everywhere, making the book of the single truth glint.
And that is all for now. If you would all please move to the assembly hall.
Still holding the diary, Hachijo left the press conference room escorted by men from the hotel. Until she went through a door that said authorized personnel only. The journalists continued to surround her and ask questions, hoping to gather just one more comment. When the door slammed shut, the world twisted. The hotel's employees became black cats wearing capes. Hachijo had turned into Featherin. Ben Castell.
Sorry, my Discord and my computer are doing that weird 100% disk usage thing again.
Oh no!
Oh no.
F.
In the meantime, oh man, some shit's happening. Oh man, she set the thing
right now.
Oh,
yeah,
you good?
Yeah, you could save Alliance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not okay. So we're so good.
Technically.
Is there currently any problem going on currently? Are you having any technical difficulties right now?
Or it keeps crashing.
But you're good now.
Yeah, for right now. Sorry.
Things are getting pretty crazy out there.
Ah! Again?
Oh.
Oh no!
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can right now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Everyone, give Con your energy.
Everyone, go to. Wait, is it Adele? What's the company that sucks?
It's Dell.
Okay, everybody, go to Dell, and just stop them from being terrible.
Want to restart your computer, maybe? Oh.
Ooh. I heard something.
I kind of heard you make a noise there, almost.
Oh, this is bad.
Okay, you're good. Back. You're good. You're good.
I think
Save a
before
life.
I don't think she was even talking before. I think she just made a sound.
I kept asking if you guys can hear me.
We can right now. Read the
We
line.
can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Okay.
Things are getting pretty crazy out there. Did you enjoy it?
How tiring. Still, that went well.
And Jed, this diary truly is heavy.
Featherman tossed the diary, and Berncastle caught it.
I'll rest in one of the waiting rooms.
You are going to be up again pretty soon. There's no time to rest.
In that case, call it a short break so that I can properly enjoy this long-awaited excitement.
I need to borrow that book. I promised Angie that I'd show her first.
I see. In that case, do as you please.
Featherman left, followed by her cat attendants. After watching her until she was out of sight, Berncastle disappeared as well. Like Erica's room, Berncastle was a balcony without a handrail, dug out of a bookshelf cliff. Angie had been keeping wait for some time, but she had waited patiently, looking down at the world below her. This is also Berncastle. Oh yeah, Khan's having a thing right now, isn't she?
Khan, if you are currently having a problem, I have a potential idea of how to fix it.
Ooh.
You there?
Yeah, that's the computer's like complete like CPU spiking or something. Like it literally cannot transmit her voice. Yeah.
So so my mom had a problem with this with her computer. Something that kind of worked is I went to control panel and I typed in the little search bar. Give me a second. Typed up power, which then brought up power options in the results. And I went to choose a power plan, which was one of the options. And I told her to click on high performance, switch from balance to high performance. That worked for her. Although for some reason it would keep on switching off of that. But it worked for her at that time.
Ah, yes, the amazing power of turning a netbook into something capable of running Half-Life 1. I've done that before. Back when I had a netbook.
That's happening now. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, well.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, you're good?
That's good.
Here, wait. Do you want to try that thing I suggested to see if that fixes the problems? If you heard the things I suggested?
Yes, I did, and I don't think I'll do that.
Oh, okay. It might fix the problems.
Because it's not internet.
This has nothing to do with
it's
it.
about
This is about power. This has nothing to do with the internet.
It's about giving your computer more power. It's plugged in, right?
Yeah, Con, this is about power. This isn't about internet.
I also brought up my task manager. It's not my disk, it's my computer installing some dumb as hell system update, and it's messing with my Discord.
Yeah, it's the update.
So it is the internet. Okay, is there a way to cease that? Unless it needs to happen.
Honestly, just end the process. Windows is really good about like dealing with updates. Just do it, and you'll be able to start up your stupid update next time.
All right. Well, good to know that it's not the problems from before.
I'm just sorry about this.
I'm fine. We're fine, Con.
Do what you need to do.
It's not that hard to get back into the mood.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm willing to wait on this. Like, I don't want to just jump and like leave her in the dust.
Oh yeah, I can wait. But like, I assume that it's gonna fix itself soon. Con,
I am still here.
Yeah, I know. Is it good now? I'm not sure if there's still a thing going on. You're being silent, so I can't tell.
I don't know. You good? Can we start again? I don't know. Shit.
For me, it depends on how long it takes.
We're gonna give this a few more minutes, but we do gotta keep going. We got an hour left.
Yeah.
Wait, so it is good, John?
No, I mean, Orange is right.
No, I'm just looking for a yes or no question answer for you, Con. I'm just wondering, did it solve itself? Is it still updating? Are you able to end it? Yes?
I'm sorry, this is getting me very frustrated. I'm having a hard time articulating myself again.
Oh, alright.
Con, just try and work through this, and we'll keep things moving.
That's what I was about to say we should do.
Yeah, that's the plan. Alright.
I don't want to be the reason we end up going back again.
Secondary people.
So the answer is we're good. Alright, cool. Let's
secondary
go.
people move in.
I'm late, aren't I? Sorry about that.
Oh, that was a really part.
After Burncastle appeared, the Black Cats gave a bow and vanished.
Here you go. I read it with me. The Book of the Single Truth.
Can I touch it?
Do as you like.
Whoopsies. Burncastle sat on the table and beckoned Angie forward. Slowly, Angie approached it.
Am I not voicing?
Okay, so Con, you are good then.
Okay, yeah, Con, can you do it? Are you good?
Are you doing it?
If you got a mic, say the lines. You're good.
Yeah, I can do it.
Alright, cool. You didn't really give us an answer from before, so I thought you were just weren't available.
Sorry.
Let's go. Let's keep it moving. We
Keep
got
this bitch moving. Let's do it. Let's go. Come on.
So, this is Aunt Ava's diary.
That's right. Inside it, you'll find the single truth that you wanted. You do have the key, right?
Yes. Right here.
And she took the key out, looked at it there on her palm, then gripped it tightly. Even the heavy lock that held the diary so securely was fated to be swept aside, easily as soon as Angie readied herself.
I won't rush you. You don't have to open it until you're ready.
This includes the truth of what happened in midnight on October 5th, 1986. Right.
Yes. It has everything you wanted to know so much. You offered up your life.
In that instant, two Angies appeared inside of her, taking control of her body at the same time. On the one hand, she knew that she had already paid a great price to learn the truth. This part of her gripped the key, wanting to avoid a second of hesitation that might lead her to refuse to learn the truth now. And at the final moment, with the Book of the Single Truth right before her. On the other hand, a feeling as though she was betraying the brothers and family who watched over her warmly made her bite her lower lip. However, though she shook, she could do nothing but watch as her right hand slowly brought the key toward the lock.
What am I hesitating for? Inside this diary is the final destination of my sad, painful 12-year-long journey. Wasn't 12 years enough? Do I want to keep living that way? That brother is an illusion created by my heart. My naive hope that a miracle might still occur. If I put my two options on a scale, then the path I should choose is clear. Slowly, I pushed the key into the lock, then twisted. The lock opened with a click, and at the same time, it felt as though a crack ran through the key in my hands. Maybe a part of that intricate design had fallen off.
couldn't tell where it was broken just by glancing at it. However, for some reason, its golden glint seemed dulled somehow.
It's because you've made your choice with that key. A bit of magic has disappeared.
What kind of magic?
Didn't Battler tell you? He said you couldn't hand that over to anyone else. That magic, which left the decision to you, has just fulfilled its role and disappeared. That key is just a key now. It can't do anything but lock and unlock that diary.
I see. Then I guess I have no more use for Oni-chan's key.
Can I have it? Once you've read the diary, I'll lock it up again. Opening the lock will be a big part of tonight's ceremony, it seems.
I see. Do whatever you want. I don't give a damn what happens after I find the truth. Mercastel slid the key from where it lay on the table and put it into her pocket.
Go ahead, then. Before the courage that led you here fades.
Lift up on Ava's now unlocked diary. The lock wasn't set. Even the hinge had been released by now. Nothing stands in the way of me opening to the pages within. I thought of taking a deep breath. However, I decided against it. I prepared myself for this long ago. It'd be too stupid to fuel my reluctance further. I opened it. Violently, ruthlessly. I knew that this was the right way to open to the pages that held the truth. As soon as the cover was opened, a brilliant light poured out and my mind went hazy. The truth was sent to my mind directly, without letters or words. Tell me, what happened that day on Rokenjima? My consciousness returned gradually. Nothing was written in the open book before me. Of course. This was my own blank and empty notebook. I was at school, just sitting idly with my notebook open. The world had stopped. The hands on the clock had stopped too. In that case, the auditorium should have been filled with silence. However, I could hear a small commotion. In this world of suspended time, I could see dark shapes sneaking about in the shadows of the unmoving students. They were students with goat heads. They were sneaking glances at me from behind the frozen students, whispering something to each other. I know. I can hear them. Everybody knows. one after another students with goat heads grew out of the shadows all over the room. They slipped around all the students stopped in time and gathered around me. Then they jeered out something in unison, and as if I knew I could hear, showered me with giggles and gossip and sneers. However, nothing came from the goats' mouths and reached my ears as words. This was a world without letters or words, so no words reached me. However, their emotions and meanings did reach me, so I knew what they were saying. And then I was able to visualize it. One after another, the goats opened their massive jaws, showing their fangs that dripped with saliva, and came forward to bite me. Time was stopped for me. I was aware, but I could not move. That wasn't literally true. However, I was pretending that I couldn't hear, so I couldn't move. Goats bit me all over my body, leaving their fang marks, licking me. Maybe they didn't like the taste of my clothes. Taking advantage of the fact that I couldn't move, chewed through my clothes one by one. Over and over again, the goats stuck their tongues, their jaws, their fangs into my naked body. I was covered with drool and bitten all over. Bright red teeth marks were left behind as sharp red fangs pierced my skin, leaving trails of blood. They licked out that blood like real goats, hurting and humiliating me. As I hung my head, one of the goats pulled on my hair, forcing me to look up, and spoke. They didn't say it with concepts, but with words I could hear. However, they weren't words of the human world. They were a witch's words. The red truth, which signifies truth that is certain.
This is the truth that cannot be evidence.
I won't accept it.
It doesn't matter if you accept it or not. This is the truth. After all.
I won't accept it. I won't. I won't accept a truth like that. Like that.
Whether you accept it or not, it doesn't change the truth. After all, the single truth proven in red.
I'm sorry, that was legit laughing.
Who cares about the truth? So stupid, so pointless! I'm the one who gets to decide if that's the truth or not, right? Even if it's red truth, I won't acknowledge it, won't forgive it, definitely won't accept it.
And?
That's still Angie.
Still Angie.
The red truth is absolute? Who for? Luli, for you guys, right? Not for me. I won't let you contaminate my truth with yours.
Angela, calm down. You're the one who wanted to know, right?
My truth is that Aunt Ava's the culprit. Karma killed everyone! Everything is her fault. Dad and Mom and Oni-san and all the others are just victims. Sad little victims. It's no one's fault. No one's fault. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't.
Your aunt will always be on your side, Angie-chan.
Yeah, I get it now. I know what you meant. That's right, Anima. You're the culprit. You're the culprit. It's the world that's messed up and broken for not realizing that sooner. I'm the right one. I'll deny the red truth. Deny the whole world if I have to.
I see. In that case, try writing a red truth only you can write. But how is it possible for a human to write with red truth?
It is possible. There's a red ink that only humans can write with.
Angie-san, please calm down.
I'm the right one. The world's wrong. The world is wrong. Not me. I'll write it. I'll record the truth with the real red truth.
"20 requesting urgent support on the roof."
Other random guard.
Haji-san! Hold on! Please think this over. Look out!
Goodbye, Angie. Have a nice day.
I'll write it out. This is my blood red truth. I'll never accept the truth of your world!
Angie's body went past the edge of the balcony. The air, which she had once been able to swim through, was now completely merciless for some reason. Angie's body plunged straight into the darkness below. Berncastle just watched the scene play out in silence. Behind her, men in black suits rushed up to the fence, clutching it and screaming.
20! Andrew-san just jumped off!
Damn, I can't see her from here!
Quickly, investigate the ground area! No use. There's no way!
Maybe she was caught by the safety net. Let's make sure.
What fool. If you jump straight down from this height, do you really think such a flimsy safety net could possibly save you? As the great witch of miracles, I, Bernkastel, guarantee that such a miracle certainly won't occur.
Andrew's body fell from the skyscraper like a bookshelf and slammed against the floor of the City of Books. Looking down from Berncastle's balcony, which was as high as a skyscraper roof, did it look like a lovely red pressed flower? No, you couldn't see it at all. Just like how the death of a single lonely girl who rejected the world didn't matter to anyone in the world. She probably died instantly. It was only natural. She had fallen straight down from this height, after all. Is it even conceivable that she wouldn't die instantly after something like that? The index finger on the right hand of her corpse stuck out, as though it was tracing something. Could it be that, by some impossible miracle, she really had escaped an instant death? And could the blood red that had drained from her at the moment of her death had been the ink that drew her own personal red truth? However, no one would ever be able to tell what she had written. After all, the red blood pouring from her corpse had run over it all.
Even this was one of your choices, Angie.
Ava was looking down at the beautiful flower of blood radiating from Angie's corpse.
I tried to keep you alive. However, you never tried to live in the future that began after the age of 6. And so after 12 years, you finally returned to where you started.
The eyes on Angie's corpse were closed. However, there was no way of knowing that this was a peaceful thing. Eventually, the corpse began to melt away. At the end, it had become a messy lump of flesh with only a few parts recognizable as human. It was hardly surprising. How else would she look after falling from that height and slamming against the asphalt?
You managed to die. However, this doesn't mean that everyone will be waiting for you in heaven. After all, you reached this place by rejecting all of those in heaven. See you in hell. No, that's probably where we are right now. So long, Angie. Ah, Ava. Perfect timing. Did you call for me, my master? Clean up this scrap newt for me if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to take this back.
In Berncastle's hands were the key, which had lost its magic with when Angie made a decision, and the book of the single truth, which had been locked up again.
As you wish, my master.
After looking down one more time, Berncastle vanished. Once she had gone, Ava summoned some cat familiars and ordered them to clean up. The black cats gathered Angie's flesh and scattered limbs and threw them into a tin bucket. Even in this miserable form, Angie's soul was still living. Perhaps living is a poor description. She was unable to die. From now on, forever. She would drift along in the deepest depths of oblivion, covered by the dust of oblivion, until she finally disappeared. She continued to question herself. What did the truth mean to her? What was right? And was the place she could call home? As her flesh began to cool, even the energy to ask these questions began to fade. Eventually, she would forget her everyday memories, and even the reason why she was suffering. However, there was one thing that she would never forget. That was the anguish. From this point forth, she would suffer endlessly without even knowing why. By the time the cats finished flinging her corpse into the buckets and dumping it into the sea of nothingness, Angie had forgotten even her own name.
Angie.
It's Angie. Is it not?
No, am I wrong?
Someone in Fight Club confirm this for me.
Oh, I think this is you, Warren.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the sound I keep hearing. Yes. It must be the sound of rain. In that case, what are those two bright lights coming toward me? I don't know. However, they came at me with a screeching sound and stopped right in front of me. A blaring noise came at me over and over. Whatever's shining those bright lights is threatening me. It's probably telling me to get out of the way. However, I was incapable of moving even a finger. There was a sound, and a car door opened. Car. Door. Apparently, I was lying on asphalt under the pouring rain.
Whoop.
A part of me has a hard time buying this death. It seems like unless there's just gonna be a new protagonist, I guess.
I saw a shadow, which was apparently the driver, open an umbrella and come toward me.
Is this your backyard?
The shadow questioned me. Of course, I couldn't answer it.
If it is, then I must apologize. Yes, on a day with such fine weather, anyone would want to take a nap in such a lovely backyard as this. And yet, unless my memory fails me,
The shadow crouched down and looked into my face. It was a woman.
this is a public highway you're sleeping on. Do you want to become roadkill? Or maybe you already are roadkill. Well now, which one is it?
I clenched my chest. I felt I needed to answer somehow and communicate my intentions. So, finally, I managed to let a short groan escape my lips.
I see. So you aren't roadkill yet.
And that was how I met Ikuko. Random doctor.
The patient's body is in a very frail condition. Some sort of memory loss is very probable as well. We won't know for sure until the CT scan, but there may even be brain damage. It's lucky that damage is all we have to deal with. Any longer in a spot like that, and it would likely have been much worse.
Oh, I think that was supposed to be me. Whoops.
You're very good at mimicking my voice.
You're welcome.
Is this still you?
True.
No, now, yeah.
In any event, I recommend getting this checked at a large hospital.
Thank you, Doctor. Please keep this off record. It may not be much, but here's some money for your troubles.
I see no reason to speak of this needlessly, but... No, I couldn't possibly accept that much.
In the end, the doctor took the money and swore to keep quiet about the matter. Eventually, Hachijo returned.
Oh, you were awake. How do you feel?
I nodded weakly, letting her know that it wasn't so bad for now. But where is this place? A room I have absolutely no memory of, and a house I don't remember at all. And, first and foremost, here's a woman I've never seen.
To start off, let me introduce myself. I'm Hachijo Ikuko. Feel free to casually call me Ikuko or act more formally and call me Hachijo-san.
Hachijo Ikuko.
The Hachijo family owns a large amount of land and is fairly famous in these parts. Unlike my accomplished brothers, I'm what you might call a little eccentric. I got into a bit too much mischief and my parents finally ran out of patience and kicked me out. I'm now confined to this house. As a hobby, I like to read detective novels and also like to write them. My age is a single woman's secret. My heart is that of a girl, but I'm approaching the point where calling myself one becomes increasingly absurd. Yo, mood.
Yes.
The haze my mind was in, it was extremely hard to make out what she was talking about. However, I was able to pick up on the fact that she was trying to cheer me up.
So, what's your name?
My name. Logically, I know that being a human, I must have a name. And I do have the feeling that I did indeed have a name. However, no matter how hard I tried to remember what it was, it just made my head hurt.
Can you remember anything besides your name?
Who am I? My head. No, even my heart was a mess of torn flesh. And I couldn't remember a thing. Not even who or what I was. But I must remember. I had some kind of purpose. Or maybe a mission. In order to remember that, I first have to remember who I am. Who am I? What is my name? Where was I born? What was my birthday? You remember something. Anything. Age.
Age. That's my little secret.
16.
What?
Said 18.
What?
18.
18. What the fuck are you
Run it back. Try that again.
18.
I look like I'm 18.
I'm 18.
Oh, so that was your age. Well, now, I thought you were being a bit too flattering.
When I asked myself how old I was, the number 18 floated into my mind. To be honest, the number 18 felt a bit out of place. My mind felt much younger than that. And my pathetic body felt much older.
I see. So you're 18. And that's all you can remember.
I nodded weakly. I never knew that knowing nothing about yourself could make you feel this powerless.
In that case, until you remember your name, let's give you the name Toya, written with the characters for 18 until you remember. Hachijo Toya. What do you think? That sounds pretty cool. Yes, I must say I've impressed myself very much with that one.
Hachijo. Ikuko gave a satisfied laugh. From then on, I took the name Hachijo Toya. My inability to move my body was apparently due to a traffic accident. On that day, I had been hit by a car, and Ikuko had picked me up from where I lay on the street. If she hadn't hit the brakes, she probably would have driven straight onward, thinking she'd run over a dead dog or something. Later on, perhaps rudely, I suspected the one who hit me might have been Ikuko herself. But when I saw her completely undamaged front bumper, I gave up on that theory. Hachijo Ikuko lived in a small but lovely mansion on top of a small hill, in a village with a view of the sea. She also owned the hill behind her and was more than capable of enjoying the 4 seasons in privacy. As the time passed, slowly my rehabilitation continued, and my ability to move improved little by little. However, it seemed I really did suffer from some form of brain damage. Finding out who I was looked like it would be a very difficult task. In the beginning, when I couldn't bear not knowing my identity, my head often hurt so much, it felt as though it would explode. However, as I slowly accepted the fact that I was a new person with the name of Hachijo Toya, the headaches became less frequent. That whole time, no memories returned to me except the fact that I had been 18. However, I was unable to remember anymore, unable even to be sure that 18 was my true age. And eventually I stopped trying to remember my former self.
Good morning, Toya. That was quite the storm last night. Were you able to sleep well?
I had some trouble falling asleep, so I decided to read your manuscript.
My. How far did you manage to get?
I finished it.
Now there's a surprise. You managed to read You managed to read through all that in a single night.
I was surprised too. Once I got into it, I'd finished before I knew it. It was like I was just skimming it. Maybe like I was taking in each page with just a glance.
It sounds like you have some talent at speed reading. So, how was it? What did you think of it?
I liked it a lot. Still, if you don't explain the part about the ocean currents a bit more clearly, it might be a little unfair for a detective novel. Oh, but I thought it was great that you had the foreshadowing with the ring right there at the beginning. After I finished, I had to go back to the beginning and slap myself for being so easily tricked. I think giving people that feeling is what detective novels do best. Did I say something to offend you? If I did, you have my apologies.
Of course not. Why are you apologizing? I'm just shocked, that's all. Your detailed opinions are worthy of praise, I believe. It seems you have some talent as a critic, or a detective novel writer too.
A detective novel writer. A critic. From across the fog of oblivion, I seem to remember myself fighting and arguing about mysteries, or something like that. That way of fighting, which I must have learned in the past, sent a surge of excitement through me. Mystery. Fighting. My head hurt. I took a painkiller and swallowed it with fresh water brought up from the well. Who am I, really? But no matter how much I thought, I couldn't remember. From what I've been told, the frequency of the headaches might be lessened by brain surgery. But there was no guarantee it would do my memory any good. Ikuko said that she would let me have surgery if I wanted it. However, I refused. Even if I can't remember it, the real me is still there, sleeping inside my head. I was scared that the surgery might harm that me somehow. By now, I've gotten used to dealing with headaches. As long as I don't force myself to remember the past, the headaches don't torment me every day. So, bit by bit, I became free of the headaches, and got used to my new life as Hachijo Toya. Gradually, my interest shifted from myself to Ikuko. Hachijo Ikuko. A very strange woman. First off, she was apparently the daughter of a very well-off family, just as she had said. However, she was considerably eccentric, and the various mischievous incidents she spoke of had apparently gotten her within an inch of being disowned. As a result, she had been given this house, and in order to live her life quietly and alone. She had never been a particularly social person, so she happily accepted this new state of affairs, living wherever she pleased with servants to take care of her. She had no friends. No one ever came to visit. When I wasn't around, she only ever talked to an old black cat she kept as a pet named Byrne. I don't know her real age. She doesn't seem too old to be to marry yet, but with an isolated life like this, she isn't likely to meet people. She sometimes says that she just hasn't met anyone worth the trouble, but I think she's already given up on marriage. Her everyday life was very simple. She would either read through the many detective novels that were brought to her, or else write detective novels herself. At first I thought she was some novelist in a private retreat plugging away at a new book. However, the manuscript she finished just ended up being clipped together in a pile. With me as the sole exception, she didn't know if she ever let anyone read them. A novelist is someone who writes bullet novels for people to read. So I figured you could hardly call her a novelist when she kept writing novels no one would ever read. Ikuko-san, why don't you ever show these to anyone?
I show them to you. Only the better ones, of course.
Haven't you ever thought of sending one to some publishing company? It's a waste otherwise, when your works are so interesting.
My works can't stand up against the pros. I sent one in once, but it was absolutely no good. I understand my position. This is just an amateur's pastime.
I don't think amateur is a fitting word for someone who's so well versed in detective novels from all times and all across the world.
Being a big eater doesn't mean you'd make a good cook. Reading every detective novel you can get your hands on is no guarantee that you're a good detective novelist. That's how it is. That's why this is nothing more than a pastime.
Is it really fun to write novels that you won't show to anyone?
It used to be. Once.
What about now?
I like getting to hear your opinions. At any rate, I finished writing the chapter. I'll go make some tea, so would you mind reading it again and sharing your thoughts with me?
Saying this with a smile, Ikuko thrust a pile of manuscript paper at me. I'm convinced that whenever you read detective novels or write them, they're boring if you're all on your own. You can only find something really precious when you share that world with someone else. Headache.
Toya? Are you okay? I'll go get some headache medicine.
I'm fine. I'm more interested in this manuscript. Can't wait for the new chapter. The seasons passed. Together with Ikuko, in this town whose name I didn't even know, we spent the days debating detective novels and talking about ideas for new plots. At a glance, they may have appeared to be stale and unproductive days. However, Hachijo Toya found satisfaction with this new life.
And so, the curtain closes on the strange tale of Kurokubi Island. In the end.
With a dramatic flourish of her pen, Ikuko signified that her manuscript was now complete.
What do you think? I tried using your plot to make Sujiko's tragic love scene at the end a bit more moving.
I think it's very good. I'd say the last farewell is sad enough to make it moving as a story, not just a reasoning puzzle.
That's all thanks to your plot. Compared to this work, everything I've written before now is worth a little more than scrap paper. Even as I was writing it, I was excited to be the first person in the world who got to read it. I've never felt that before.
I just mentioned some ideas. You're the one who turned them into such a fascinating story, Kuko-san. At some point, she roped me in as well, and I too started my journey in the world of writing detective novels. Apparently, the old me had some talent for mysteries, and detective novels and the like. And my talent seemed to be of a fairly unorthodox kind. I tried turning famous mysteries from across the world on their head, twisting those ideas into something new. However, a few ideas aren't enough to make a book. No meal's complete if all you can do is chop up vegetables. Thanks to Ikuko's writing, a skill she had built up over many years, my ideas were transformed into a work of fiction. In this world, the strange tale of Kurokubi Island, the two of us merged the best of our respective personalities. And though I hate to brag, it had turned into a masterpiece that we could show to anyone without shame.
Hello. Please bring us some champagne. Bring a glass for yourself as well. This is the best job we've done so far. So let's celebrate.
Ikuko called for some champagne over the internal phone line. Joined by the servant who happened to be working that day and the cat Burn, we raised our glasses high and toasted our accomplishment. Ikuko-san, I have an idea if you don't mind.
Let's hear it. I love hearing your ideas, as long as I'm not in the shower or in the can.
Why don't we try submitting our book? Never done anything this interesting before. I'm sure lots of other people would want to read it.
You think so? I tried once in the past, thinking the same thing, but the result was...
I believe in your talent, Ikuko-san. What about you?
Of course, I believe in your talent.
Then it's decided. To Ikuko-san's big debut.
To Toya's big debut.
Clink. We clinked our glasses once more, and on it went. You must have had way too much to drink. Before I knew it, I must have passed out on the sofa. There was a blanket covering me. Ikuko-san must have put it there. The lights were out in the study, but it wasn't dark. The computer's monitor was glowing. Outside, it had started to rain. It reminded me of the day Ikuko-san found me and took me in. Because of that, whenever it rains, I find myself wondering who I was, and usually get headaches. So I wasn't sure whether the pain was because of the rain or because I drank too much. Ikuko-san, turn on the lights. Using a computer in the dark is bad for your eyes.
Oh, did I wake you up?
No, I slept well. I feel refreshed now. Turned on the light and looked out through a gap in the curtains. I thought that it was the sort of pouring rain that always reminded me of that day. It's raining pretty hard out there. The wind looks pretty strong too. I hope the rain gutters don't get clogged with leaves again.
I just cleaned them the other day, so they should be fine for a while.
Her answer sounded pretty abstracted. Apparently her attention was absorbed by the computer. You've been pretty hooked by that computer lately, Ikuko-san. Did you find an interesting article or something?
It may be a bit juvenile, but it's still pretty interesting. It's about that Rokenjima incident.
Rokenjima?
I told you about the Rokenjima mystery a few days ago, remember? It's been really huge on the net lately. The discussions, theories, and even the forgeries have been quite entertaining. Forgeries are stories, all based on the premise that yet another message bottle signed by Ushirimiya Maria existed, and drifted off to one of the nearby islands.
Ikuko kept showing off her knowledge of the subject. However, a huge bell was clanging inside my head. The noise was so great that I thought my head would split open. Unable to tell what was the floor and what was the ceiling, I crumpled and clutched at my head.
Oh yeah? Are you okay?
My head hurts. The Rokenjima explosion accident. The maid is quieting rumors surrounding it. The scheming of the relatives who were after Ashirmiya Kinzo's vast wealth and the hidden gold. And the truth? Ashirmiya Eva, the sole survivor, said nothing. Eventually everything would be inherited by the granddaughter, Ashirmiya Angie, who escaped harm because she was absent on that day. Angie. Ashirmiya Angie. I am Ashirmiya. Good. My head's getting split open. Incomprehensible scenes pierce my eyelids from the inside like blades of light. What am I looking at? Who are those people calling to me? Not by the name Toya. Who am I? Who are these people? What is this memory? Help me, Kuko. Someone else's memory is hurting me. My head's splitting. Con. Just go for it.
Sorry. I could hear the sorrowful sound of wind. And that must be rain. Who was I? I am Ushiromiya.
Angie! Yeah, sure, it could be anything.
Angie!
Please! Oh, this is Rudolph? Oh, shit. Noir, go.
Please say something.
Voices calling to me. Dad and Mom.
Bullshit.
It can't be. In 1986, on Rokenjima, Mom and Dad.
Angie, hang in there. Can you hear Daddy's voice?
Please say something, Angie.
Dad. Mom. I'll say it out loud. Dad. Mom.
Angie, thank goodness. Ugh.
I could feel my body being lifted up firmly and hugged roughly. Mom and Dad were hugging me. My eyelids had been open for a while now. I could feel the light slowly returning to my eyes. Just It's like your eyes get used to the dark. My eyes got used to the light. Then, bit by bit, the scene around me came into view.
Okay, and this is where we're going to cut it for today.
Oh, look, he's got tears. Oh, it's cute. Has this sprite ever been used? Of Rudolph crying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when Badler died in episode whatever 5 6.
6, yeah.
All right. Well, if there's anything else to say, that's probably going to do it for this stream.
Alright, I do have a thought.
Okay.
Khan, I would like to ask you, as well as anyone else, do you think that there is any bit of this family alive?
I want to say, yeah.
You believe that
Sure, why
that
not?
there is family that is currently alive? You think that the single truth involves a living body? From the Rokenjima.
Hey man, if we're going to go ahead and take for face value about Toya and the memories he's got, then yeah, I'll believe it. I'll also believe I invoke Murphy's Law without any problem and I am totally messed up.
Wait, Murphy's Law? About the plans?
I don't think you can
the
invoke
fact
that,
that Battler
yeah.
getting hit by a truck.
Wait, was that bad? Like, I thought that was just going for ambiguous voice.
It was unclear, but I believe it in my heart that it's Battler.
I thought that was Angie because it was like.
No, Angie Zori is still alive.
I kind of figured it was Battler whenever he started musing about mystery novels and everything.
Okay, I had a hard time figuring this out because I couldn't tell if it was like Orange taking over to make it ambiguous, or if that was Battler. So wait, did it just cut to Angie then?
It
If
did.
you wanted to make it ambiguous, you would have just had me do it because all I am is the grandma, so or at least in the family.
I don't trust that logic, Shelly. I don't think they would have gone about it that way. So I had a hard time telling because it seemed like they were like, it's now implying that the second Hachijo is Angie. Unless I misread that.
I think you might have misread that, Bone.
Okay, so you think Battler is that second Hachijo?
Yeah.
I will reiterate Rindy's point very quickly. That note, these lines are originally unvoiced, and I was simply chosen to voice it, much like how I voiced the man from 19 years ago.
I will also like to say I responded with that with a squinting suspicious expression emote.
But that doesn't change the point that the lines were unvoiced originally.
It doesn't. I'm still suspicious.
Also, those flashback memories of him remembering stuff doesn't feature Battler at all.
I probably would have suspected it was Battler regardless. Well, I probably suspect it was Angie actually.
Nah.
With the unvoiced line part.
First, I don't think Hachijo's location is anywhere near the building that Angie fell off of the air.
Wait, yeah, what was the story that they... Well, I kind of expected that it might have been a lie, the origin story.
That he got hit by a car?
That the supposed mystery person was hit by a car.
We don't know why he was there in the first place, or they.
I kind of thought that might have been a lie.
Also,
Yeah.
it was raining at the time.
He got reverse isekai'd out of Rikenjima and back into Tokyo.
That said, I might have missed like some crucial context of dialogue.
It was more of a scene transition to something else. That's what it was.
I just kind of thought it was obvious from the context.
Yeah, it was mostly the context where it's kind of basing off of, because I don't think Angie, at the time of whatever this happened, would have met her that she never met before.
So how would Battler be
she's
here?
met her before.
Yeah, she never met her before at that time. That's the thing. This is a different person than Angie.
Okay, so my theory about how Battler ends up here is that Battler was never on the island in 1986 because he spent the entire game playing chess games with Beatrice, and then it was later with Byrne, and I don't think he was ever actually existent in the quote-unquote real world on that island.
No,
He got estranged from his family, and then he just didn't come back, and one day he got hit by a truck.
No, I believe
What, like a saint elsewhere?
No, I'm not gonna believe in that. I think he might have survived the incident, but got amnesia because of a car accident or something stupid like that. That tends to happen sometimes.
Okay, so
What Crimson said.
I would like to ask, how would it not be big news that Battler survived the incident? How would he just
know that it's Battler?
That's not a.
We
That's
don't
not
know
a.
that Battler survived it,
would have
and he
known.
doesn't remember his name.
Well,
He does not know.
He didn't remember his name because of the car accident, not because of the explosion.
Also,
Remember, they didn't recover any bodies on the island.
Also, he's living inside a secluded mansion with a woman who's basically the equivalency of "I live in a mountain."
Okay, so wait, you guys are yeah, Crimson.
Joe at all.
So wait.
Why does she have the Himiko laugh?
So you guys think that? So wait, are you guys agreeing with Shelly that that Battler was not on the island?
No.
No, I'm just.
Okay, so how would it not be big news that this other Ushiramiya that wasn't?
No one knows.
Because they don't know, but he survived. If we're going with that theory.
Well, then how would people not know then? Like that should be big news. How would they not know?
They didn't find
Because he
anybody.
probably-
He's in an isolated mansion that he doesn't leave.
And maybe because he's.
Okay, but he had to be on the street,
Sorry,
right?
I'm getting water. 1 second.
He had to be on the street to.
I
get
mean,
hit by
how
the-
many people are gonna know what this random kid of a rich CEO looks like? Really?
Because because probably the Ushiramiyas would have been like on news things.
No, no one would have known. No one.
I don't know what fucking Bill Gates kids look like. I wouldn't recognize them if I passed them on the street.
If the entire Bill Gates family died, you might have gotten a look at them.
Not really. Most people
Okay,
don't
go
know.
get some
or care.
water.
So why would Battler not talk about how he survived?
He
then?
has no memory of it.
Maybe he.
Crimson, he would have memory of it before getting hit by a car.
Probably got hit by a car, got amnesia because sometimes brain damage can make people forget.
Crimson, he would have been. He would have had memory before getting. Crimson,
Okay.
he would have gotten. Wait, Con, let me talk. He would have had his memory though before getting hit by a car. Why would he not talk about how he's still around?
Well, hang on. Who says that he lost his memories because he got hit by a car?
It
He
seems
lost them before that, and that he was also hit by a car.
I don't know. I feel like this is better written than that.
If I could say
Don't-
something,
Go ahead.
thank you. At this point, it doesn't feel exactly like he'd forgotten everything on the island, but it seems more intentional that he didn't want anyone to find him after the island.
And that's what I'm
Sort of
trying to get at.
dissociation from it.
I mean,
Like,
we don't.
No, like self-isolation, self-hiding away. Possibly before meeting Hachijo.
Okay,
We
so
don't
my
even know that it is Battler.
Yes, so that's but since there are multiple people here saying that they think it is, I'm trying to get their understanding of why would he not reveal himself? Why, if he is in hiding, why would he be in hiding? That's what I'm trying to.
Maybe he can't remember it because it's too painful to remember. Remember, he's having headaches remembering these memories.
Maybe because he just didn't want to be involved or remember what happened on the island in the first place.
So you think purely because he didn't want to remember that he did not? But why wouldn't he have gone to Angie then? Like early. So wait, how much? Because this took place. Well, the thing is, I don't know when the Rokindjima incident and when this supposed battler, this hypothetical battler, got hit by a car. I don't know the time difference between those two.
That is fair.
So as I would assume that it's been a decent amount of time. Why would he not reveal himself to at least Angie?
Fear?
You believe it's
Also,
fear?
I'm still thinking that he had amnesia when he watched out from the island. Doesn't remember
When he
who
what?
he is, and he doesn't remember who he is, and the name Rokindjima triggered partial memory recall.
Sounds like Hollywood
It's
amnesia.
like we're asking questions that are going to get answered in like 1 or 2
Well,
sessions. I'm
Sim,
going to be real.
Sim, of course it is. But I'm curious. This is the fun of it. Is trying to figure out what is going to happen, trying to
I
theorize.
think you
That is
guys
part of the
wanted to
fun.
stop theory crafting like a whole episode ago. We should just keep
It's
adding
fun.
mysteries.
It's fun.
No, I'm saying it is fun. I don't know why everyone was like, "There's no more mysteries."
No one likes to play devil's advocate.
I'm not playing. This isn't what's called Devil's Advocate. That is something completely
Yeah,
different.
It is fun to theory craft and figure out what the mystery is.
All right, so you believe that it. So, Khan, to get your idea, you believe that it is Battler and that he's afraid of confronting people, and that's why he has not revealed himself as alive, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Or it's too traumatic for him to revisit, because if he saw his own parents slaughter everyone, maybe he doesn't want to remember that.
Possibly.
So, I find the idea of him. I think Crimson's idea of he was or was this Shelley's idea? Actually, this was Shelley's idea. That he was never on the island to be a very interesting one. I don't know if I believe it, but I find that idea interesting. I
The
personally
only reason I said that, but the only reason that's based on anything is because Battler's been the meta guy this whole time. Like, he was on the island only in stories that he played with the witch. Even if he only quote-unquote met her after the first episode, it's possible that that's just a variation of the story.
I mean, there is a single truth. They have said it before. There is a single truth. Alright, unless there's other things, I got my thoughts out. I don't know. I thought that it was Angie. Apparently, it might not be. I'm not sure.
Hey, if you like that theory, take it with you. Like, it's just as valid. We don't know. The only reason I'm going off it is that Battler voiced him, but apparently that's not.
That Battler voiced him?
That orange voice.
That's right. I'm Battler now.
It's happening again.
I'm 100% Battler, baby.
Orange is now Battler.
This is a thing we constantly did in the past because we would just see his icon. And it's happening again.
I don't even got the Battler icon right now, and I'm still Battler, baby.
Future rule of
Oh
thumb.
yeah, you don't have the Battler cube anymore as your icon. You have original character right now.
What? No, I'm Sumio.
Oh no, you're Sumio.
Wait, Orange Voices Rosa when console available. Is Rosa Battler?
No.
He's Battler. He's
He's my child.
Is there any other Battler that you know about?
No meta context about us. Only
Schrodinger's Rosa.
no Schrodinger's.
We don't.
Oh, I love you guys.
Whenever you can't see her hitting her child, is she actually hitting her child? We don't know.
Okay.
Check please.
Yeah, alright, we're gonna cut it here.
Sweet.
Read Buglesaurus.
Yeah, that too.
I agree entirely.
Arrivederci.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Elbow in the show kind of hit, just like Rosa.